It's Friday. Today we break down Trump's plan for Latin America, why Venezuela become the turning point and why several countries now fear they could be next. To understand this, you need to have a concept from 1823, the Monroe Doctrine. In short, it framed the Western Hemisphere as the separate sphere where outside powers should not expand their influence. It has been reinterpreted many times, but the core idea is consistent. Washington claims a special role in Americas. The report points to a defined signal at the start of 2026, the US operation in Venezuela and the capture of President Nicolás Maduro. In other words, this is no longer just a rhetoric. It is the willingness to use hard power and economic control to reshape the region's political and energy flows. This strategic is not only one tool, it stacks. A stronger military posture in the Caribbean strikes against a suspected drug boats and more assertive posture around elections in the region. Trump and the Secretary of State Rubio also frame Latin America as America's backyard, implying the US sets the rules. This is as modernized, more aggressive version of the Monroe Doctrine. Tied directly to the energy and competition with China. One example, Trump planned to redirect Venezuela oil towards the United States, including a deal he describes as up to $2 billion worth of crude and the transfer of tens of millions of barrels. China has been taking roughly 400,000 barrels per day, more than half of the Venezuela's exports, so rerouting flows is also a geopolitical strike at Beijing. Several countries watching this closely. Cuba, because Rubio openly suggested the regime could be weakened, and because Cuba has relied on Venezuela's oil, Nicaragua, and ideologically opponent with valuable minerals. Mexico, where Trump talks about ground attacks on cartels. Colombia, because of cocaine production and political friction with President Petro. Panama, because of past U.S. rhetoric about the Panama Canal. Reports notes 2026 election across the region has potential pressure points. The risk is escalating and blowback. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has publicly ruled out any U.S. military intervention on Mexican territory, even while talking cooperation on security. Watch for whether Washington doubles down on coercion or shifts towards negotiations coordination, because regional sovereignty is the red line. The bottom line, Venezuela signaled a harder doctrine in the Americas, built on energy control and pressure politics with China as its major target. Follow Paperboy for more insights and updates.